familiar with them. I want you to obey my commands. Most importantly, defend yourselves at all times. Now shake hands and come out of the bell. Good job.
Couple of big guys, and they have a big guy as the referee. Former heavyweight contender Randy Newman will handle these two heavyweights tonight as they're scheduled for 12 rounds. Klitschko in the red, Peter in the blue.
And before they get started, Sal, I just want to say one thing about Evander Johnson. After the fight that we just saw with Cotto and Torres, you know, we're reminded how much we love boxing and why. But what happened to Evander Johnson reminds us that there's a cost also sometimes. You see right away Peter trying to turn this into a slugfest. Klitschko has got to use that stiff jab. He's a little bit robotic in the European tradition, but if he's got any chance to win this fight, he better keep Samuel Peter away from him.
Peter opened up with a left to the head and another left to the head, left to the body and left to the head.
Now a little sidelight just to perhaps point out the psyche of the Klitschko camp. As I said, Klitschko's been knocked out 3 times. Yesterday, his camp wanted to have the gloves weighed to make sure they were the proper weight for the fight because, you know, the lighter the punch, the lighter the glove, the harder the punch.
Klitschko roughhousing Peter right from the start, cupping his left hand behind the neck. And he got a warning from Newman, the referee.
Now you see right now the 2 key punches of the fight are going to be the left jab of Klitschko and the left hook of Samuel Peter. Which one gets there more often is going to determine who wins this fight, Sal.
Both of them have been in the center of the ring trading from the opening bell.
And not much footwork by either guy right now. But I'll tell you what, Samuel Peter is going to have to find a way to get inside that left jab or he's going to have a tough time hitting Klitschko.
And Klitschko has hardly missed with that jab here in the opening round.
One thing to notice about Klitschko, though, he does stand straight up. His head is right there to be hit, and he leans forward somewhat, so he gives up a little bit of his reach. So he falls inside after he jabs. He's a stiff-armed guy, Klitschko. I think he's pretty easy to hit. There's a good shot, though.
Klitschko connected with a right hand, and Peter came back with a right hand of his own.
In a lot of ways, Sal, Peter is still amateurish.
Klitschko with a left hook to the head.
Yep.
Don't punch! Don't punch!
He relies on his punching power more than his boxing skills because, frankly, he doesn't have a lot of boxing skills.
Right hand to the body by Peter as the crowd is chanting Klitschko's name.
That seemed to hurt Klitschko a little bit. Otherwise, a good round for Klitschko.
A beautiful fight. Everything is perfect. And he's going to slow down even more. Okay? Perfect fight. Controlling it, pulling his head, always going to the right. Perfect. And you're going to catch him with a lot more shots than you think because he's getting tired and he's starting to think a little bit now. That's all we need him to do. Great fight. Perfect. Good job, man.
Voice of Emmanuel Stewart in the corner. You can't do any better in your corner than Emmanuel Stewart.
And just cut the ring off. Okay? I'm telling you right. You got to cut him off, Sam. You got to keep your hands high, okay? You need a good round like that. And relax, Sam.
Take a look at some first round action. Here's that stiff jab from Klitschko. He followed it with a right hand. Peter seemed to take it pretty well. Again, 1-2. Good stiff punch by Klitschko, but not a lot of effect on Samuel Peter.
Here we go, round 2, scheduled for 12. You heard Emmanuel Stewart in Klitschko's corner, giving him a perfect score for that round and reminding him to move to his right and predicting that Peter will slow up.
Don't punch, break it
Well, that's been his history, but I got to say one thing. You know, when you look at the two sides of this fight, the Klitschko side, very polished, very professional. Emmanuel Stewart in the corner. Samuel Peters' side, they seem like they may not quite be ready for prime time. Most basic weapon in boxing, the left jab, and right now Samuel Peter is finding it as difficult as if they asked him to do, you know, the integral calculus.
Klitschko continues to dig that left jab into the face of Peter, warding him off. And now he has that left hand dangling down. That's dangerous against a banger like Peter.
Yeah, but you know what? Peter is so amateurish that he's going to have to get lucky, which is not impossible with Vladimir Klitschko.
Right hand by Klitschko.
See, what makes the fight interesting at this point, Sal, is that we know Klitschko's history. And we know that if you crack him on the chin, everything can go down the tubes.
Blow by Peter, and I think he got away with it.
Oh, he definitely got away with it.
He had his back to the referee,
yes,
Randy Newman. Left hook by Peter, top of the head, and he had the next two left hooks blocked by Klitschko.
Yeah, because he started those from way out. He kind of swung them, and Klitschko could see them coming a mile away. Not going to land that punch from that position. And did you notice how deeply Samuel Peter just breathed through his mouth?
Yes.
It's only the second round of 12.
Now, you mentioned at the outset of the fight that there's little movement by Klitschko. He's a stand-up guy, but there should be more against a hitter like this.
But so far, you know what? He really hasn't needed it. Yes, on paper, I would have said so before the fight, that he better move a little bit. But watching the two of them in action, it just seems to me that they're at different levels of development. And I'm not sure, see that, if Samuel Peter has got the sophistication as a fighter to do what he has to do to land good punches here.
There was a brief exchange there. Klitschko connected with a right hand. Peter gave him a look like it didn't hurt me. For his fighter, a perfect score in that second round.
Well, you know what? I'm with him so far.
Round 3 scheduled for 12. This is a WBO eliminator. The winner becomes the #1 contender in the World Boxing Federation in the heavyweight division.
The loser is eliminated, really, in every way, because if Samuel Peter can't knock Klitschko out, he's not going any further as a heavyweight.
Left hook by Peter. Klitschko rocked a little bit.
You see, this is what makes Klitschko's fights interesting. It doesn't take all that much to turn the tide.
A right hand to the head of Peter, who just laughed it off. Another right by Klitschko.
You know, you see what happened there? Klitschko hit him with an elbow. See, Randy Newman missed it. Klitschko hit him with the elbow first. Peter came back with it. He got caught. The only place where Peter has a definite edge in this fight so far, Sal, he takes Klitschko's punch better than Klitschko takes his, which is not surprising.
And I sense that Klitschko is getting a little closer to Peter, which could be dangerous.
Definitely.
Seeing some movement here by Klitschko.
Notice where Klitschko's right hand is going. It's wandering downwards. What is Peter's best punch?
Left hook.
Left hook.
Yep.
All right, don't punch, step back. Which one step back?
Well, that punch didn't do Samuel Peter any good.
Peter trying a little roughhousing here.
Yeah, you know, I sense a little desperation in that move, and Sal, it's too early for that. Samuel Peter ought to just keep the pressure up. But don't start swinging wildly. He's not going to land those punches.
And Klitschko could be distracted here in this round because he's stopped using the jab.
One step back each round. Work out. Punch.
Well, you know what? One of the things that they've said about Klitschko from his own corner, their justification for the knockout losses is loss of intensity, loss of concentration, exhaustion. They say it's not his chin, that he loses concentration. Well, if so, you might be seeing the beginning of it.
Left hook by Peter. Klitschko had his knees sag.
Wow.
And there's the bell.
Talk about inevitable.
Score in that round.
No, he might have deducted a point or two.
He's telling him relax.
A- in that round, I think.
Peter was successful in that third round in getting Klitschko into more of a brawl, as opposed to Klitschko using the jab to keep Peter off.
Right.
Let's see if the maneuver works.
Now, the question is, was that by Klitschko's choice? Was he getting lazy, or did Peter do something to take that jab away? I don't think Peter did anything. I think Klitschko just got a little lazy that round. Good right to the body.
Well, now there's no more mystery for Klitschko about Peter. He's been hit by Peter. He knows what to expect.
And vice versa.
Right.
I mean, the kid that really needed to be convinced that he belonged here, I think, was Samuel Peter, because he hasn't been in with anybody this good. And I think he knows he belongs now. I mean, just like the last fight was a big moment for Ricardo Torres, this is a big moment for Samuel Peter. He's never fought in front of a crowd like this.
And I would venture to guess that Peter has not been hurt yet.
I don't think so. If so, he hasn't shown it. Telegraphed that left hook so wildly that he's never going to land it that way.
It was so easy for Klitschko to pick that off with his glove. Now Klitschko using the jab, a right hand. Peter says no, but hey, Klitschko scored, and he scores again.
You know what? It was a good-looking punch. It sounded good, but I think it was a lot of arm and not a lot of body behind that one.
No punch. Let him
The next question to be answered in this fight is fatigue.
Yep, and they both fallen. You know what? Klitschko's fallen victim to it a lot more often than Peter. Peter's never been beaten, but he does look tired.
Peter tried a cute move. He faked a right through a left. Klitschko picked it off with his glove.
See, that's what I mean by amateurs. He doesn't do a lot of professional-looking things in the ring, Samuel Peter. The only thing he does on a professional level is punch. You know, he hits hard, but his delivery leaves something to be desired.
Overhand right by Peter caught the top of Klitschko's head. Klitschko backtracking across the ring. Doesn't look like he's hurt.
No, I don't think he is.
That'll take care of round 4. Again, and did you give that round to him?
Yes, I did.
Round 5, scheduled for 12. Neither man's been knocked down, neither man's been cut.
Now, 1/3 of the way into the fight, Sal, I got to tell you, Samuel Peter looks to me like a very, very powerful amateur. Hit him behind the head with that one.
And down goes Klitschko. He was hit in the back of the head. Klitschko taking a standing count from Randy Newman, the referee. That wasn't a clean blow.
Now, you know what? There was a left hook in between that was a clean blow, but the two right hands landed behind the head. You know what? Samuel Peter did not deliberately hit him behind the head. That was a combination of Klitschko turning and bending over into the punch. But once again, Vladimir Klitschko finds himself in a position of having to survive his own chin.
That's a good way to put it. Another overhand right by Peter, who's obviously stronger when they fight inside. And that's just down goes Klitschko. Looked like a slip, but it's called a knockdown.
Certainly looked like a push to me.
We'll take a look at it later on.
You know what? No protest from Klitschko. Maybe he doesn't know he was pushed.
There is no 3 knockdown rule in this fight.
Right. Good point, but this fight still might be close to over.
Klitschko looks like he's swimming, not fighting. His hands are dangling down. He doesn't have much steam.
You know, Sal, once again, he got hit hard. He's completely unraveled.
As far as Samuel Peter is concerned, you would think he's in an alley fight. He's not sizing up his opponent. He's just throwing level.
That's okay. It's the only fight Sam Peter can win. That is the only way he can beat Klitschko. If he lets him go back to the jab and right hand, he has no chance.
Don't punch, don't punch. Here we go.
See, that's Vladimir Klitschko's best left hook, and I don't think Samuel Peter even blinked.
They grapple for Randy Newman as we are in the final seconds of a 5th round that Klitschko has been down twice. Peter went lefty and connected with the left hand to the head of Klitschko. There's a surprise, and he stays left-handed.
Wow. Klitschko's feet are off the canvas. His balance is shot. He is barely holding it together right now.
A 10-8 round for Samuel Peter.
How about 10-7? 2 knockdowns, seriously. Big round for Peter.
Down the middle, Samuel. You got to understand that.
So you got to keep your hands up, Samuel, even when you're trying to get to him, okay? When you got him hurt, you got to dig in the back, but you got to keep your hands out. He's dropping up my hands right down the center, okay? When you get in the side, you got to hit the side, baby.
Take this one, babe. You can't keep going at it, so just get back to working your jab and keeping your distance. Give me the water. Give me the water. Just get back to working your jab.
Let's take another look at what happened in that round, and it was a bizarre one. There was the left hook. Now you'll see that the right hand hits Klitschko behind the head, but it's perfectly legal because Klitschko was turned to the side. Here's the second knockdown, which, you know what? He was not hit. He was pushed down. But scored a knockdown, no protest from Klitschko's side. Into the books it goes.
There you see Peter going lefty against Klitschko. We'll see if that continues as we begin round 6 of an eventful 5th round. The fight turned in Peter's favor.
You know what? Between rounds, there was a very interesting graphic put up on the screen. Samuel Peter has only knocked out 1 opponent after round 5. So right now, we're getting into the part of the fight where he becomes less dangerous as the fight goes on. So we got a guy who gets knocked out by a guy who knocks everybody out, but they're now getting into a part of the fight where the guy that does all the knocking out doesn't knock anybody out. Does any of that make sense to you?
Yes.
Wow.
Peter just missed with a roundhouse left. And Klitschko has that bad habit, Wally. When he throws that left jab, he's dropping the hand.
He drops that hand. He drops his right hand. He can't really hold himself together as the fight goes on. But I'll tell you something. As, you know, professional boxers go, Samuel Peter makes Ernie Shavers look like Muhammad Ali. He cannot box. He can just punch.
Manuel Stewart between rounds implored Klitschko to get back to that boxing style, utilize the jab. He got suckered into a brawl here with Peters, which you knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, because Klitschko allows it to happen. The way he fought the first round, Sal, you'd think he'd never get touched by Samuel Peter. You know, where that goes as the fight goes on is the big mystery about Vladimir Klitschko.
Klitschko pecking away with the left hand, listening to the instructions of Emanuel Stewart.
Boy, the sound of Samuel Peters' right hand against Klitschko's body is scary.
In the final minute of round 5. Round 6, excuse me.
I get the feeling that Samuel Peters let Klitschko off the hook a little bit in this round.
Lead right hand by Klitschko. Peter didn't move.
Again, Peter not putting enough pressure on Klitschko. Really not capitalizing on all the equity he built up in the last round, Sal. He's letting it get away from him right now.
Klitschko buying time here in round 6, utilizing the left jab and using ring movement.
So you're getting into dangerous territory right now for Samuel Peter. Most of his fights don't go this far. All right, so now not only is he in a big event against a guy who's a better caliber fighter than he's ever been in with, but he's now in the part of the fight that he does not know. Round 7.
Klitschko was down twice in round 5. Neither man has been cut.
You have to wonder, Sal, if Sam Peter had his moment and let it go.
You heard Emanuel Stewart say your left hand is your golden punch.
Wasn't that great? So this will lead you to victory, and he's absolutely right.
Left hook by Klitschko, no damage.
Right, let him go, let him go.
Actually, I thought that one got Sam Peters' attention a little bit more than any of the others.
Left hook by Peters. That was blocked by Klitschko. It had a big sound, but it didn't have any impact.
Yeah, he just missed with it, but that was, you know, for a change, that was a professionally delivered punch by Sam Peter. Nice and short. We're looking at two tired heavyweights right now, Sal. Samuel Peters, 25 years old. You got to come on with it at this point because this is your big chance.
Despite the dominance by Peter in the 5th round, you've got to believe that Klitschko is probably ahead on all cards.
Yeah, I have him a couple of points ahead, even with a 10-7 round for Samuel Peter, because that's the only round they gave him.
Klitschko with a strong right hand to the head of Peter.
And here you see the one-dimensionality of Samuel Peter. Stops him from doing any more damage in this fight. He's got to land a lucky punch that freezes Klitschko, and then he can go to work. But when they're at distance like this, he can't do a thing.
And he doesn't know how to cut off the ring.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't know a lot. All he knows how to do is hit hard.
Klitschko with a left right just before the bell, ending round 7.
Let's take a look at what Klitschko did in that round, and it was pretty much business as usual with the exception of the 5th round. There's a left hook. Now here's Peter's left hook, which is probably one of the best punches he's thrown in the whole fight. Klitschko saw it all the way and picked it off.
Very tired. When you listen here, when you let him miss, sometimes you're off to the right hand, because you let them miss like this a lot. You come back with the right hand.
As we begin round 8, we have to ask the question, did Samuel Peter hit the wall in round 7? He slowed up.
Maybe, but I'll tell you what, I think he had his moment in round 5 and let it slip away in round 6. That's when he should have jumped all over Klitschko.
Peter connecting on the shoulder of Klitschko there.
So now where he's got him here, what he's got to do is throw that left hook, push him back toward that corner, and then throw the right hand behind it and trap Klitschko where he can't get away.
And now Peter goes to the left in style because Klitschko continues to move to his right.
Right, because he doesn't know how to stop him any other way. See, this is what happens when the knockouts come too easy. You don't learn the other stuff, the stuff that you need when the opponents get good.
Klitschko with a right hand to the head. Peter's response was a right hand to the chest.
I'm not sure I know what Klitschko's doing with that slapping up jab.
Klitschko scores with a right hand to the head of Peter.
And Peter looks pretty tamed right now.
That left hook by Peter was blocked by Klitschko.
Yeah, again, he telegraphs it. He bends to his left. You know the left hook is coming. All you do is raise that right glove, catch it every single time.
Klitschko missed with that right hand. Crowd chanting for Klitschko. Klitschko answers with a right hand to the head of Peter.
See, this is how easy the fight can be for Klitschko if he wants it to be. If he keeps moving, if he keeps jabbing, Samuel Peter will have no answer for those things.
Right hand by Peter that just missed.
But that's going to be the story of the whole night. A guy who just missed. It's like a baseball team losing one-run games. They just missed.
Almost isn't good enough.
That's right.
Right hand by Klitschko.
Wow, and he just teed off on him with that.
And Klitschko digs a right to the body. We haven't seen much body work from him.
Sal, on the plus side, Samuel Peter's got a great chin, and he's a world-class puncher. But everything else, he's got a long way to go.
This has been a textbook round for Vladimir Klitschko. And we notice now that underneath the right eye of Peter, there is a swelling.
Yep, he's been hit with enough jabs there. He's in the middle of the ring, 5 seconds before the bell.
The 9th round scheduled for 12. Klitschko survived 2 knockdowns in round 5 and has been mostly dominant since then. Digs a right hand to the face of Peter. Peter continues to come forward, and that swelling in Peter's right eye is getting worse.
And Peter's just out of answers. You know, Sal, I mean, we talked about Vladimir Klitschko. He's a PhD in sport medicine. He's a very highly educated guy, but even in the ring, he is light years above Samuel Peter in knowledge and experience. I mean, it's a PhD in boxing against a grade school kid.
Right, go. Let him go, let him go, let him go. Step up.
Peter got this chance tonight to fight Klitschko because he won all of his fights, really whacking out a bunch of guys, but he has stepped up in class here tonight.
And I'll tell you something else. The reason that he is here tonight, Sal, is because the heavyweight division is so bad and is so hungry for somebody to bring it some excitement. And right now, Klitschko is just teeing off on Peter that this guy was rushed. He's not ready for this fight. He's not ready for this fight, but boxing needed him. Needed him to be better than he is.
Everybody loves a big hitter.
And this guy needed a bunch more fights, but you know what? It was time. There's no heavyweights out there.
Randy Newman warning Peter about hitting while holding. as this fight gets older, Klitschko can hardly miss because Peter is standing right in front of him, coming forward. Very little head movement, no body movement.
Right, whatever movement he did have. And again, see, now Randy Newman's got to get in there. You cannot allow Peter to hit him behind the head like that.
Bad miss by Peter with the left hand.
Go punch, let's go, get out, fight, let's go.
Oh, Klitschko with the best right hand he has thrown tonight.
But again, Peter coming right through it. I don't think his chin is a problem. I don't think his punching power is a problem. But he's got to go back to school if he wants to make anything out of his career. He's got a lot of boxing to learn. He's tired, but he's taking the punches well, and you can't fault his heart, his game. He's durable, but I've seen one-dimensional heavyweights in my years watching this sport. I've seen Ernie Shavers, I've seen Jerry Cooney. This is the most one-dimensional heavyweight I have ever seen at this level.
So now Klitschko has to be careful here because it's his fight to win. He doesn't want to get catch a wild shot and lose.
Absolutely. If he loses this fight, he has nobody to blame but himself.
And Peters just nailed him with a right hand. Peters is trying everything. He's trying to grapple. He's trying to wrestle. Trying to put the bull on him.
It's really his only chance. It's been his only chance from the opening bell, Sal. And if Klitschko gets careless enough to let him do it, I don't have to finish the sentence. Look at how tired Sam Peter is right now.
And that right eye is still swollen. He has vision, but it's getting worse.
All right, let him out, let him out.
Left-right combination by Klitschko.
You get the feeling Klitschko could land that 1-2 all night long if he wanted to.
Another right hand by Klitschko, who has red welts on his back from the laces of Peter and also the ropes.
Peter was just checking his own left eye to see if he was cut.
Blood coming from the mouth of Peter now. Peter is practically chasing him around the ring.
Well, you know what? That's all to his credit. He is trying to win this fight, even if he doesn't quite have the skills to do it.
Klitschko tying him up, and Randy Newman, the referee, really earning his pay tonight. He's all wet with perspiration because he's had to untie these guys several times. Right hand by Peter. Klitschko is rocked. He's trapped in the corner. Peter trying to take him out. Measures him. Connects with the right hand. 20-odd seconds to go in the round. Klitschko was hurt. Another right hand, and Klitschko goes down. 2, 3, Klitschko is up at 4. He'll take the 8 count as we head for the bell-ending round 10.
Sal, I am speechless.
Well, here we go. 11th round, scheduled for 12. 6 more minutes in this titanic battle. Vladimir Klitschko has been down to the canvas twice in the 5th round, once in round 10. In between, he's been winning the fight mostly because of his left jab. Left hook by Peter. That caught Klitschko.
Samuel Peter has not been down, except for right there.
That's a slip. That's a slip.
So you want to know something? This fight might be a lot closer on the official cards than I have it. Because Peter has been the aggressor, even if he hasn't been all that effective, with the exception of 2 rounds in the fight.
Klitschko pegging away, and he connects with a left hook to Peter's head, and Klitschko with a right hand. Klitschko mounting a rally here.
I'll tell you what, Sal, I've been critical of Samuel Peters' skills as a boxer here. But you can't question this young man's heart. I mean, this guy, he just keeps coming forward.
I'll tell you what, even if Peter loses tonight, I want to see him again.
Oh, absolutely, because he's got the equalizer. You can outbox him for 11 rounds and get knocked out in the 12th. But he needs to develop a jab. He needs to develop some defensive skills. He cannot get by with just a punch.
Klitschko fighting defensively here in the next to last round.
Let him go.
Klitschko can barely hold his hands up.
See that movement by Klitschko?
Hey, you got two exhausted guys in there.
Now Peters' hands are dropping.
Let go. Let him out.
Final seconds. Next to last round, Klitschko connects with a right hand.
And he's hit Peter as solid as he could hit a man with that right throughout this fight and hasn't been able to move him. We're talking about a guy with a lot of knockouts. I'm talking about Klitschko, so Peter's got a terrific chin.
That left hook by Peter caught the Klitschko on the chest. Right hand by Klitschko.
What a heart on Sam Peter.
You call it the equalizer. He's got power in both hands. He can turn it. This battle, it's been a war for 11 rounds. Emanuel Stewart, the trainer for Vladimir Klitschko, told him to go out there and be offensive. Can't take this fight for granted.
No, I'm not sure I would have said that.
Klitschko opens up with a couple of connections.
I think if I was Emanuel, and God help me because Emanuel knows more boxing than I will ever hope to know, I would have told Klitschko to just jab away for 3 minutes.
Left hook by Peter, that caught the chest of Klitschko.
There's that right hand that comes over the top and catches Klitschko behind the left ear.
And a couple of more illegal blows, Peter gets away with it.
Well, but this is what he's got to do. You know what? If the referee wants to step in and do something, that's his job. If I'm Sam Peter, I'm letting him go from every angle at this point. You know, we'll sort out the rules later. First, he's got to try and knock this man out.
We're halfway through the last round. They're so tired. A left hand by Klitschko, the best punch of his fight.
And that was the first time all night we've seen Samuel Peter wobble. And he has taken a ton of punches.
Klitschko showing us a lot of class with that punch here in the last round. Both of them were so tired, but he came with a huge blow.
You know what, Sal? That might have been the punch that won Klitschko the fight because Peter was coming on at that point. That stopped him in his tracks. That may have saved Vladimir Klitschko here tonight. Might be time to shell up, you know what I'm saying? Turtle up, as the hockey players say, for Klitschko. Cover up and just get to the bell because I think he sealed the deal.
Right hand by Peter. Klitschko now using this whole ring to stay away from him.
Time running out on Samuel Peter in a hurry here.
Final seconds of the fight. Can Klitschko get off the deck and win this one?
3 times.
Right hand by Klitschko. Peters has less than 10 seconds. And the crowd's going to give him a big hand.
Well, we weren't sure whether it could match up to the junior welterweights. It may not have, but it came pretty damn close.
We had some anxious moments in that fight. Klitschko down twice in the 5th, and he was down in the 10th.
You know, that's a remarkable performance for Vladimir Klitschko to survive 3 knockdowns. Because I think he won the fight. I got him up 114, 111, and I don't see how Samuel Peter could have been scored the winner of this one.
You know, Vladimir Klitschko said that his idols were Max Schmeling and Muhammad Ali because they both lost and came back. He's had his defeats. Tonight, he took on an unknown in Samuel Peter here in Atlantic City. A guy with the thunder and lightning in both hands, and Peter lived up to the hype because he knocked down Klitschko twice in the 5th round and once in the 10th. Take a look at some highlights of this one. Klitschko with the left hook, his best punch of the fight, and that came midway through the last round. That buckled the knees of Samuel Peter. There it is again. He almost went. Peter gave it a good go. As a matter of fact, he answered a lot of questions about his fatigue factor. And he certainly showed us his power tonight. Klitschko almost knocked him out in the last round.
Ladies and gentlemen, we do have a winner. The winner will be WBO and IBF #1 ranked heavyweight in the world, and will have the NABF heavyweight title. All 3 judges, Lynn Carter, Steve Weisfeld, and George Hill, scored the bout identically, 114 to 111 to the winner, the Steel Hammer, Vladimir Klitschko.
Vladimir Klitschko wins by a unanimous decision. You heard all 3 cards were the same, 114, 111.